Jay Pops. Guys, I know it. Jay, why didn't you make the podcast after the game on the same day? I know it. You know why? Because I want to see everything. I want to see all of the games, and I wanted to see it all. I wanted to tell you guys what was up. Hold on, wait a minute, just 1 second. Get that going here. Home of the 12th man. But guys, I wanted to let you all know what was what. So I wanted to see all the games. And when I say that it was worth every bit of a week 1 slate, then let me tell you that it was worth every bit of a week 1 slate. Shout out to everybody. Happy Labor Day to everybody out there. I'm not sure if you guys are off work or not, but I am, and including my whole entire company. The company is off. It's a company holiday. But shout out to all of you guys, all right? And the Aggies are now 1-0, people. We're 1-0. So what happened in this game? This is the overreaction. I also want to sit back, see what everybody was going to post in the the A&M Facebook groups and stuff like that. I'm seeing one comment right now saying the O-line is garbage. I'm going to tell you this here, man. I'm going to tell you this. I'm seeing a lot of people say, "Oh, well, Haynes King in it." I'm going to get to all of that. Okay, so first off, let me get to the Haynes King getting it. Let me get to that. So if you guys are going to come and complain all off season about passes being thrown down the field, in which a lot of you guys wanted to see, and he throws 2 interceptions, which makes everybody's minds go crazy, and everybody pull out the 2 games he's played. For goodness sake, the guy was injured almost the entire year last year. That was his first career start last year. This is really his official 2nd year start in a full game. It was an FCS opponent. Don't get me wrong. Jimbo Fisher let Haynes King throw it down the field. I'm tired of you guys keep on coming in here and continue to say, "Oh, well, man, Haynes, man, this is like 5th, a 6 interception in like 2.5 games and blah, 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 blah." The guy still hasn't had a full career of a starting college quarterback. Let him get the feel of it. Let him go game by game. Okay? All that Max will be in the Miami game. No, he will not. No, he will not. Once again, I'm going to tell you guys like this. Was it a real competition in that quarterback room this time? Yes, it was. It was a true quarterback competition. And that's what we needed to see. Is Max accurate? Yeah, he can be. I'm not sure who you saying who looked scared, because Haynes King wasn't scared. If he was scared, he wouldn't have thrown the ball deep at all. Okay, I'm just going to let you know that. He wouldn't have never thrown the ball deep 6 times. He threw it 6 times deep. Overshot 1 of them. 2 interceptions on 2 of those. And he connected on 3 of them. 2 passes went for over 60 yards. 1 went for like over 40 yards. What else do you guys want to see? I'm starting to think that you guys are looking for a perfect quarterback. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. And you guys can believe me or not believe me, or you guys don't have to listen to me anymore when I say this. You're not going to get a perfect quarterback. I think you guys are looking for a Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to get that. All right? You're not going to get that. Those were generational guys. Every quarterback is their own different person. I'm with Haynes. And you're saying that he didn't look good running? Well, I'm going to tell you this here, man. He wanted to stay in the pocket, and he wanted to show some people that he can be a pocket passing quarterback. At the end of the day, if he's ripping for 364 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, I'm pretty well fine with that. I'm fine with it. I don't know what else you guys just want to see. Also, yeah, he threw in the double coverage. That's fine. Let him get the feel of the game. This is the first game, but it's also an overreaction. So I do understand. All of them, I'm tired of hearing about Haynes King's speed. At the end of the day, man, the young man got injured. If you've never been injured before, you do not know how that feels. You don't know what mental state you go through. And once again, I'm going to say it once again. You got to let him go through it. Quinn Ewers is better by my guy. I think at this point, I don't know if you're just in here just to be talking. I don't even know if you're an A&M fan at this point. Or you're just trolling. I understand everybody has their own opinions. I'm fine with that. But even Quinn Ewers is going to throw some interceptions. His first 2 throws, one of them was an interception. One of them was an interception. And I hear you saying Gunsmoke, and Gunsmoke he's been a subscriber, by the way. And I got to move from off of this subject. It's not a touchy subject for me, but I need you guys to know that Haynes King is going to be good going forward. This is his second game, man. His second game. That is the only quarterback under Jimbo Fisher that I know of and that we've seen that was not scared to throw the football. That's him. That's him. He's not scared to do things. Okay? Now running, I wish he would have pulled off and ran a little bit more. You know, if he didn't see somebody open, he just takes off running. I wish he would have done that a little bit more. But that's going to come in due time. That's going to come in due time. Gunsmoke, I think you're going through the battered Aggie syndrome right now, and you're going to have to take your meds and get off that. I really do think you're going to have to get off that. All right? But as of right now, Haynes King did look good. He looked good. He looked very good. But he just has to sharpen up some things. He was 20 for 31. Kellen Mond was here for 4 years, and he was never 20 for 31. Okay? He was never 20 for 31. I see somebody in here talking about King is not football fast. Once again, the young man was injured. Okay? The young man was injured. You guys can shut that down. You can tell me I can stop a line. I'm not lying to you, and you guys know I'm not lying. You guys will watch this podcast and know to know when I'm dead serious about what I'm talking about. I stuck with Kellen Mond through when he was getting battered in that 9-1 season. And everybody came back after the 9-1 season and said, man, I was wrong about everything I said about him. So I'm going to tell you like this here. It's going to be a lot of you guys out there mad when you guys come back in the season and this team then went 11-1 or 10-2. I'm telling you that right now. The reason why I say this, and I know it's not a lot of Aggies out there that is mad at King. It's probably about 30%. You know that, and I say 30% because most of them have the battered Aggie syndrome. Man, y'all have to get rid of that already. Y'all have to get rid of that. That's what I'm gonna talk about as well. So let's talk about this. So what really happened in this game? First and foremost, that was not the typical Jimbo Fisher offense. Okay, we saw a 4-man spread. 4-man wide receiver spread. That was a spread offense. Never ever saw that. I never saw that before under Jimbo Fisher. But he ran it. He ran it almost the entire game. He ran it the entire game. So he was doing some things to where he used each and every wide receiver he had on that depth chart. I don't know if we're going to see that for the season or if we're just seeing that right now. But if we're going to play like that, Chris Marshall is a man amongst boys right now. He's a man amongst boys. I believe Jimbo Fisher didn't use his tight ends in this game specifically was because he just wanted to see how a new offense looked. Trust me, the tight ends are going to get in there. I don't believe we're going to run a 4-man spread each game. But I do believe Jimbo Fisher gave everybody a chance to get in this game. Okay? Guys, understand this. That offensive line you've seen out there, that was not the starting offensive line. If anybody is thinking that, I'm here to just crash the party on that right now. That is not your starting offensive line, man. Okay? Two of those guys were out. Bryce Foster was out. Leighton Robinson was out. So they were kind of shuffling guys around to see what was what. It's the first game. It was against Sam Houston. do not come on this podcast and try to tell me how good Sam Houston was on the FCS level. Do not come on here and say that. All right, because at the end of the day, it's an FCS team. Now, I will say this. Am I critical about them not scoring way more points than what they had? Yes. But at the end of the day, I can live with it because they put a lot of guys in the game that you probably would not see like that. I see somebody saying, will we get Foster back? He will be back, but he'll be back for the Miami game. I don't believe he'll be back next game either. I believe they're really, really trying to let these guys be out for a little bit. Now, the running game, yeah, the running game has to get better. It has to get better. But I'm not going to take as much away. I'm not going to take much out of that game and say, oh, man, our running game is just going to be bad the whole year. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I know the running game will get better. I know it will. It was just some things in that first game. I think everybody was looking for the ball to be thrown deep, in which everybody got what they were looking for. The ball was thrown deep, 3 passes, 3 touchdowns, just all the way to the house. And it seems like a lot of you guys overshadow the simple fact of that the darn man threw the deep ball like crazy. But also, I think a lot of you guys were just looking for A-Chain to have like 200 yards in this game. Once again, man, it is the first ball game. And then we was in a weather delay. We were in a lightning delay. So that kind of killed the momentum of it. They came out second half. And I think in the second half, because they delayed it for 3 hours, Jimbo Fisher just really wanted to go ahead and get on about it. All right, so once again, man, I like our wide receivers. Our wide receivers look darn good. Yes, now back to, some brighter things here. Evan Stewart is everything that we thought he was. Okay? I'm going to say this once again. Evan Stewart is everything that we thought he was. He's that damn good. Now, on one of the throws, Evan did drop, but it was kind of thrown behind him a little bit. I can live with that. Also, Chris Marshall, like I said, is a man amongst boys. When I tell you that guy can catch, that guy can catch. I'm going to tell you another thing. I don't know what planet he fell off of, but he fell right into Texas A&M hands. And we're going to use him. We're going to use him. You keep Brown. That's speed, man. That's speed. He's going to lose a lot of defenders back there. You keep look good. Chase Lane. Chase Lane is just going to be Chase Lane. Anaya Smith. Good Lord have mercy. Number 8 is you keep Brown. West Yarborough. Number 8 is you keep Brown. But Anaya Smith. See, Anaya Smith, at the end of the day, he's the guy. Okay? And I think I was looking more for Anaya Smith to have a big game than anybody else. So let me go through the wide receiver stats here. So wide receiver wise, Anaya Smith, 6 receptions, 164 yards. I haven't seen anybody in the Texas A&M uniform get that many yards on 6 receptions since Caleb Chapman did it against Florida in 2020. Understand what I just said. 6 receptions. I'm not talking about 10 here. I said 6. His average was 27.3. I'm going to say it again. His average was 27.3 for the people in the back. 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns. That's the Anaya Smith that I think we're going to see all season long. So all of those guys that kept on saying that where you're going to go Texas A&M just to block. 6 receptions, 164 yards for Anaya Smith. You keep Brown, only 2 receptions, 68 yards, 34 average. His average was 34. Evan Stewart, 5 receptions, 57 yards. His average was 11.4. Chris Marshall, 4 receptions, 41 yards. His average was 10.2. Chase Lane, 2 receptions, 25 yards. His average was 12.5. Moose Muhammad, 1 reception, 16 yards. His average was 16. So I don't understand what you guys want to see here. I don't understand what you guys want to see. Do I want to see Haynes King place the ball in a better position for all of his wide receiver targets? Yes, I do. Do I want to see him make better decisions and not throw into double coverage? Yes, I do. But let him get whatever is needed to get out of him in the first real game. This is not a scrimmage here. This is a real game. Real fans from Sam Houston State showed up at the state. Okay? This is a real game. It was 97,000 people out there. They're out there. Do I want to see my tight ends get more involved? Yes, I do. I do. Because I did want to see what Jake Johnson had. He came in the second half. He had one catch from his brother, and I think Jimbo Fisher wanted to give those guys that opportunity. In which I liked it. Man, I loved it. I loved that opportunity. Max was 2 out of 3. If you guys don't think that was a real quarterback competition once again, then, man, I don't know what you guys were looking at. I don't. So, the grading, because I'm looking at you guys' grade, yes, the quarterbacks, I will give them, okay, so I'll give them a B-. You guys giving them a C+, that's fine. I'm going to go just up a tick a little bit, and I'm going to say a B-. A B- is like an 80, and that's about it. The offensive line, I will grade them as a C right now. I'm talking about strictly right at a C. And that's just what it's going to be. All right, until we see something else going on right there. But pass protection for the offensive line, I'm at an A- right now. I'm at an A-. When I tell you that I thought Haynes was going to get sacked, but then they crowded around him and they made like a circle around him to make sure that he did not get tackled, that's what you want to see from your passing offensive line right there. I didn't see anybody get pushed over. Only when they were run blocking. That's about it. But run blocking, that is a complete with that offensive line that we had, that's complete F. I will criticize them heavily on that. That run blocking was an F. Okay, and that's just no doubt about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. But that's an F. All right. So we keep going here. Wide receivers, A+. There's nothing to talk about on that one. Tight end, TBD, to be determined. And now we're going to stretch over to the defensive side of the ball. So let's give a lot of credit. Max didn't have the talent at LSU that he has now. Oh man, you can scratch that. You can scratch. I'm finna shut that down now. Guy, he had first round wide receivers over there. I don't understand what you're talking about. Now he didn't have a good old line, I will say that, but he has first round wide receivers. Think about what you're saying here. That's LSU. They're known for putting wide receivers in the league first round. I don't know what you're talking about right there, but anywho, I'm gonna keep on going from now. Gunsmoke, I love you. We're gonna agree to disagree on that. But he has first round wide receivers at LSU, and that's who they pump out over there. So, anywho, we're gonna keep going here. So on the defensive side of the ball, I told you guys it was gonna be a heavy rotation. I don't know if you guys believe me or what, but it is a heavy defensive line rotation down there in College Station. Okay? I'm going to tell you once again, this is a heavy defensive line rotation. It's a heavy defensive line rotation in College Station right now. I can't ask for much more. We got 8 5-star recruits, and 6 of those guys were defensive linemen, if I'm not mistaken, or at least 5. We seen all 5 of them. I mean, every freshman except Gabriel Brownlow Dendy was in it. Labius Overton, he made an impact. That guy is going to be a damn stud, and I'm glad that we got him. Shamar Stewart, he was in there. That guy's going to be a stud. Glad that we got him. Walter Notre, can't nobody block him at all. And he's only 19 years old. Shamar Stewart as well, only 19, 18, I know for sure. One of them. Can't block him as well. Enoch White, he got in there. Made a couple of things on the impact. Can't block. Another guy here, Anthony Lucas, can't be blocked. I just told you all freshmen. So let's go to the guys that were starting. Fidel Diggs, heard his name called about 8 times. I told you guys Fidel Diggs was going to be good. First game, I know, overreacting here. But I told you Fidel Diggs was going to be good. Isaiah Rakes. I didn't hear his name get called, but he was in there. Disruptive. All right, McKinley Jackson. Didn't hear his name. Disruptive. Linebackers. Look good. Shamar Turner. I told you he was going to be good. He was a 5-star anyways. He deserved all that credit. Good. Keep thinking that this defensive line is going to take a drop off if you want to. This is the guy I'm about to mention right here, and I've been waiting to hear his name. Tomas Adelier. That guy is going to be a first or second round pick. He's every bit as good as I thought he was going to be. Look, he's going to be very, very good. So hold on here. I'm going to take a pause. We're not going to go to commercial break or anything, but I'm going to take a pause. And I'm going to give a shout out to Amanda. Shout out to Amanda. First CIVVD IV81. He just hit in the comments here. And he just told me that you guys were watching on TV. I thank you guys for tuning in. Forgive me if the volume is low, but I'm not in the actual professional studio, but that's okay, but because this is homemade. But I'm giving you guys a shout out. I love for you guys to tune in. I thank for you guys to tune in. And I pray that both of you have a good, blessed day, a good Labor Day weekend. Okay? I pray that you all have a good Labor Day weekend. All right? So, anywho, man, the defensive line. So give Porter a shout out. Hold on, guys. It's everybody's out here today. Ali Verrett. Happy birthday. You gotta let me know if I'm pronouncing that name right. Happy birthday to you. Porter, Texas. I believe that's Porter, Texas that you're talking about, right? Gunsmoke. Porter, Texas, please stand up. And all I ask is this. All you guys hit the like button. And please subscribe and continue to share this podcast out there. All right? Continue to share that out there. Muhammad Ali. Okay, I got you. Oh, okay, Ali. I'm talking about Ali. Yeah, Ali. Yeah, so shout out to you, okay? Shout out to everybody that's watching the show. And shout out to everybody that has tuned in, period, and has gotten everybody involved. All right? So shout out to everybody. But let's keep it going here, man. So that defense pitched a shutout, first off. But that defensive line, they had 3 sacks in this game. I love it. Had all kind of tackles for loss. We still gave up over 100 yards rushing. I do believe we still need to get that cleaned up. But at the end of the day, that defense was so dumb. All right, it was so dumb. I told you guys what I told you on a couple of podcasts back about our defensive backs. I told you that they were the second best cornerback room in the country. And this was already analyzed by everybody. I'm talking about CBS Sports and everything out there. ESPN, everybody. This was already cataloged. 247 Sports, everybody. Denver Harris is going to be a problem. Denver Harris, if you're listening, I was excited when we landed you, young man. All right, just know that. And I was excited when we landed you because I knew if we was to put you back there with Jalen Jones and Antonio Johnson and all the rest of those guys, you were going to succeed. So I want to tell you guys this. How many of you all know that wasn't even a starting defensive lineup? I don't think a lot of you guys knew that. Those were not the starters out there. They had some starters, like Antonio Johnson and Damani Richardson. Those were some starters. But I think a lot of you guys did not know that was all second team. That was mostly second team. Denver Harris, I believe he's earned a starting spot. The tackle that Denver Harris made, and I don't even much think he much knew that tackle was going to be like that. Flipped the guy over. That's the wrecking crew back there. I believe this defense again will be top 15 in the country this year. I'm going to say it once again. This defense again will be top 15 in the country this year. Maybe top 10. But I don't want to make a premature assumption and say something that I'm going to regret. So I'm going to say top 15 this year. All right, and they can continue to get better each game. The guys that's going to test them is App State, and that's the next game that we have here. Because our passing defense right now is probably number 2 in the country, or maybe number 3. And we have to let Clemson play their game, and then after that, on the next day, we can start seeing some things. So Albert Regis, I saw him on the picture on Twitter, and I didn't even much know Albert Regis was still here. I'm not even much gonna lie to you. I did not know that Albert was still here, man. So shout out to Albert Regis. I believe he gets overlooked because, like I say, the defensive line depth chart is so freaking deep. So I hear you saying that you're worried about App State. What are you worried about, what are you worried about? Because what you seen App State do to North Carolina, you do know that North Carolina is probably ranked 100s on the defensive side of the ball, right? So everything that App State done, it was a good game, very exciting game. But North Carolina gave up 63 points, man. North Carolina in their first game gave up, I think, 50 points. So I'm not necessarily worried about App State coming in here. I will say this, though. It will be a test, and you also got to look at App State's defense. You do know that their defense isn't good, huh? Their defense gave up 63 points. 63 points. If you think that that's a good defense and I'm worried about App State, then you got another thing coming. I'm not shooting them down by all stretch of imagination, but I'm not worried about them. I do know that they're going to throw the football deep. I do know that. But I'm not worried about them at all. I see somebody in the comments saying Jackson State quarterback completed 17 passes. I did see some of the game. I didn't see all of it, but I knew that Jackson State was going to be a problem this year anyways. All right, that wasn't no doubt about it in my mind. So I see somebody saying McKinley Jackson wasn't suited up. Okay, thank you. That is true. I was wondering why I kind of didn't see him out, but I threw him out there because I know I saw a lot of defensive linemen out there. I just couldn't see all of their names, okay? I knew who Walter Nolan was when he got on the field, though, because he was number 88. If I'm not mistaken here. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. But that North Carolina defense is ASS. I'm going to say it once again. They're ASS. As of right now, and let me check the rankings here. And like I said, we have to let the Clemson game play out and stuff like that. So I do want you guys to know this here. As of right now, Texas A&M is 10th in passing offense. I don't know what else you guys. Once again, I sound like a broken record here, and I sound like I'm repeating myself, in which I am. I don't know what you guys want to see. We have the 10th best passing offense in the country as of right now. Now, when Clemson plays, they might move us down to like number 11 or something, number 12. But this is what we wanted to see. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Did we not want to see that? Did we not want to see that? Because if I'm lying, then you guys got to come in here. You guys got to tell me something. All right? Now, I will say this. We're not in mid form. You know how they got that saying that, man, the team looks like they're in mid-season form already. We're nowhere near mid-season form. I will tell you that. I will come on here and tell you that as much as possible. We're not in mid-season form. However, we're looking good. We just got to keep on working. All right? We have to keep building. I believe in the wide receivers because that wide receiver core this time, man, they got some dogs out there. And I'm starting to see why Caleb Chapman did transfer. I'm starting to see why Baylor Cupp did probably go ahead and move along. But they got some guys out there, man. They got some guys out there. I see somebody saying that Stephen McGee said that Max is a better passer. And he is. I told you guys once before. I never told you that Haynes King was accurate. I never told you that he was dead accurate. but he's a playmaker. That's what I'm telling you guys. He's a true playmaker. Now, what Max is going to do, Max will stand in the pocket and he'll deliver. The thing that gets me about Max, though, is Max is slow at making decisions. And by the time he made the decision, he's already sacked. So the decision making, the quick timing is what Max has to work on. A lot of you guys keep on saying that, man, you keep on bringing me the stats that he had at LSU. But, I mean, LSU record was still garbage. Okay? And Max was the starting quarterback. I love Max to death. He's an Aggie now. I love Max to death. But I know that Max isn't ready just yet. I want to see him next year if Haynes decides to move along. All right, and go ahead and go to the draft depending on what type of season that he has. Because I believe that Haynes is eligible for the draft, if I'm not mistaken. Because this is his third year. So he's a sophomore redshirt. He's actually eligible to go to the draft if he wanted to after this year. So if he goes, I still don't expect Connor to start next year. I don't want to see Connor until 2024, and you guys can ridicule me all day long if you want to. But I want to see him start in 2024, man. Look, I'm very patient. And I know when Connor gets his chance to start, that's just what it's going to be. Connor's going to get his chance to start, and he's not going to relinquish the job title. What Jimbo Fisher is trying to do is just implement other guys to come in and continue to push the quarterback room. That's why you've seen Haynes throw the ball deep so much. That's why we've seen him throw the ball deep so much on Saturday. Max is in a room pushing him. Wegman is in a room pushing him. I see a lot of guys talking about Wegman is gone if he isn't the starter next year. No, that's not true. And I don't know where you heard that from. You can look around the country all you want to and say, oh man, well that's how everybody else is doing it. Connor is a different man. Okay? Connor wasn't promised a starting role. He was never promised a starting role. Connor was promised quarterback development, and he was promised competition. That's what I will tell you. Okay? And I'm going to tell you guys like this, man. Y'all got to stop doing this. Because every time a new quarterback shows up and you guys don't like him, you know, for whatever reason. And like I said, man, Kellen Mond went through this his whole career. Everybody wanted to see Kellen Mond replaced. Or replace Kellen. You guys got to stop doing it. Now Haynes King gets his start. Everybody wants to see Haynes King get replaced. Oh, man, replace Haynes. But you guys wanted Haynes to replace Kellen Mond. And now you guys want Wegman to replace everybody. I think a lot of you guys get caught up in the new talent that's coming in, and it's like candy. You guys kind of get caught up in everything. I seen Connor. I know Connor is generational. I know that. But I'm going to tell you who else was generational, and he didn't start. Bryce Young. He didn't start right away. He sat back, and everybody thought Bryce Young was going to win that competition out there in Alabama. And I myself thought he was going to win that competition. But you know who won it? Do you know who won it? And that guy blew everybody out the wall. It was I cannot remember his name now. But he ended up winning and having a hell of a 2020 season at Alabama. Oh, Mac Jones. Mac Jones ended up winning the starting role. So once again, man, you guys got to delete that out of your mindsets already. Let him play the full season. If he's not good by week 6, then we'll revisit this conversation. We surely will do that. But as of right now, Haynes King is the starter. I'm backing him 100%. And that's just how it's going to go. Okay? He hadn't done anything wrong to me. When his receiver had 6 receptions for 164 yards. Now, I don't know. I don't understand what you guys want to see. You guys just don't want to see the interceptions. I don't want to see them either. But I know they're going to happen. I'm not worried about that. I'm not going to bring up what he done last year and put it together and say, yeah, man, this is what he got in 2-3 games. That was last year. This is a whole new year. He reversed it. Last year, he had 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. This year, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He reversed it. That's what I wanted to see him do. I'm fine with that. And that, like I said, right now, man, we have top 10 passing offense in the country. I'm fine. I can live with that. I believe next game we will see him use his legs. And there was a lot of zone reads. I think you guys really need to look at that. Jimbo Fisher has handed the playbook down a little bit. That was zone read. That was a new offense. That wasn't the old school run and pound, pass to the tight end, maybe get a wide receiver open here and there, Jimbo Fisher offense. Although I think it's going to be back next game. But I think Jimbo done that to see who will his wide receivers be. Okay? I think he did that. Once again, I did want to see about 50 points on the board. I wanted to see that. But he didn't need to be dominant in this game. He just didn't need to be. I know we looked at everybody else around the country, dominant, Alabama, dominant, stuff like that. But the defense is what was more dominant than anything. I love that showing. I'm going to say this again. For the longest time, we did not have a defense at Texas A&M. Not in the SEC. We only had it that 1 year in that 2012 year. And after that, we were ass. We were complete garbage until Mike Elko came. And in about Mike Elko's 3rd year is when the defense really turned it around. So I'm happy with this victory. I wasn't at first, but I'm happy with this victory. 31-0. If you would have came and told me that Sam Houston wouldn't have scored anything, because at least I gave him a field goal. If you would have told me that they wouldn't have scored anything, I would have told you that you were lying. I would have honestly told you that you're lying. You're a lie. They're going to score some points. I would have told you that, but the defense kept them shut down. So the cornerbacks, Denver Harris and Bryce Anderson, by the way, stellar. Jacoby Matthews had a fumble recovery, stellar. Once again, I'm going to give all credit to Jimbo Fisher because he let each and every freshman that was in that 2022 recruiting class get on the field. He even let P.J. Williams get on the field, the offensive lineman that a lot of you guys don't even much know. But he came and he committed when Donovan Green committed. Why? Because they came from the same school. A lot of you guys don't even much know that or even remember that. He even let him get started. So all credit to Jimbo Fisher. I love what he's doing. I believe by him doing that, he's showing people around the world that we will pass football. And he wants those wide receivers to be a part of this. Okay? So also anything that any questions that anybody had about DJ Durkin so far as what he's going to do with defense. Now, I still don't think this game really defined everything because DJ Durkin didn't call a lot of blitzes. He didn't call a blitz at all, to be honest with you. But DJ Durkin is as good as I said he was going to be. He was ready for a fast-paced type of team. I told you guys that because he came from Ole Miss. He was ready for it. So his defense looked faster. I will give him that. I love how the way the defense looked fast. And hey, it is what it is. So see somebody on it talking about we have a generational quarterback on our team in Wakeman, but y'all don't want to play him because you have to give him time. You got to give him time, man. All right. I see somebody talking about King is not a leader. Man, look, I don't know what you guys want me to say, but I'm not going to overlook King. All right. I'm not going to. I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. You're just not going to get that from out of me. You're not going to get that from out of me. Haynes King is the guy. I'm going to continue to roll with him, and Haynes King will win us a New Year's Six bowl game this year. All right, and if he gets us to the playoffs, I want each and every one of you that has bashed Haynes King in his podcast and on the Facebook groups, on Twitter and everything to come and say, man, I apologize. I apologize. I need all of you guys come on here and say that when he does that. All right, so guys, let's get off of that, man. So let's talk about college football in general. I told you this is the Overreaction edition. So let's talk about college football in general. So this is what I did see, and we all seen it. It looked good. So first and foremost, number one team in the country. They look dominant. Will Anderson looked like a 5-star recruit. He looked every bit of the 5 stars that he was rated. He looked every bit of it. I will say that I may be a little bit worried about Will Anderson getting through that offensive line, but then again, he didn't get through our offensive line last year. But that was last year. So I don't want to throw that in the mix, okay? But Will Anderson did look good. Alabama looked good in general. Bryce Young had about 195 yards, 5 touchdowns. I still don't know how he threw 5 touchdowns like that, but he threw 5 touchdowns with only 195 yards. They look good. They did look good. So they do look like the number one team, and they deserve to be the number one team. All right, so let's get to the number 2 team. I don't know if Ohio State. So Ohio State and Notre Dame, that's who was playing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if Ohio State has problems on offense or if Notre Dame was really that good on defense. Notre Dame is overrated again. I hate to say that because you never just really heard me say that like that, but Notre Dame is overrated again. But they were out in Columbus, man. Columbus, Ohio is a hard place to play in. All right, but they got up there, they were leading Ohio State, and they slowed Ohio State down. They really did. That's why I say, now I don't know if that's because Jackson Smith Najigama went out or that Ohio State offense has sacrificed being that explosive to get the defense fixed. Because the defense was phenomenal. But then again, Notre Dame ain't that good on offense anyway. So it's like we can use that game, but then again, you can't use that game. But I think Ohio State has some things to fix if they're going to be the number 2 team in the country, in which I believe they're going to move down to number 3 and Georgia is going to move number 2. But man, they got some stuff to figure out on offense. I thought our offense looked bad. No, man, Ohio State offense looked terrible. You know, I'm going to be dead honest right there, man. Their offense looked terrible. And we don't have nowhere near the talent that Ohio State has on offense. And for them to only put up 21 points, that's why I say, now, I don't know if that was just Marcus Freeman using his elite defensive coordinator skills to slow them down, but they got problems. They have a whole lot of problems offensively if they don't get that figured out. All right, Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is just going to be Notre Dame. I do got them going like 9-3, maybe 8-4, one of them. But Notre Dame will be okay. Their defense is going to keep them in a lot of ball games, and it's going to win them a lot of ball games. I can tell you that much. They still don't have a quarterback. But then again, that was his first start against the number 2 team in the country. I don't know who the hell scheduled that game. But they scheduled Ohio State, and he went out there, and he seen every bit of the horseshoe just like all the rest of us. All right, so that was that. 21-10, Ohio State, Notre Dame. So now you got Georgia. Look, this is the reason to why I wanted to score at least 40 points. At least 40 to 50. This is exactly the reason why. Georgia got out there and hung 49 points in the first 3 quarters against Oregon. Remind you, Oregon was ranked number 11. They made them look like Utah State. I'm going to say it once again. They made them look like a lower level FBS opponent. I don't know how you do a team like that. And I've seen Alabama do it to Ohio State before, and I've seen them do it to people, period. But when it turns out to be an SEC East team, which is the defending national champs, Georgia, in which everybody tried to discredit and throw down a walking trail, and oh man, they ain't gonna be that good this year, man. They ain't gonna be that good. This is why I said I wasn't believing that. I'm not believing that hype. They got out there and they put 49 on. Bo Nix looks like that man paid somebody to be a 5-star quarterback. I believe, and no, I have not heard this, and Bo Nix and his family gonna get on me after this. I believe Bo Nix paid somebody in that recruiting rankings world to rank him as a 5-star QB. That man is a 3-star quarterback and maybe a 2-star quarterback at that head. Did y'all see him? And don't get me wrong, he played against Georgia. But man, if you're going to be the starting quarterback in which this is your 4th year, and you have a legit starting experience in the SEC at that, and in the SEC West, man, you cannot tell me that you can't play better than what you played the last 3 years. That guy's just not good. He's not good. That is not an NFL quarterback. He's not going to get drafted. If he gets drafted, then I'm talking to somebody in the NFL, joking by the way. I'm going to go holler at somebody in the NFL, and I want to know, what do they look at when they draft quarterbacks? I want to know it. But Dan Lanning has some things to figure out. All right? He has some things to figure out, man. Because that ain't it. That ain't it. And that ain't the last time you're going to see Oregon lose, neither. And I'm starting to think that the kids just go there because they're Nike. And they just got some cool uniforms. But man, if y'all going to trot out on the field like that and only put up 3 points, y'all look, man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man, but Oregon has problems. All right, so we get to number 14 here. They just hadn't played yet. I don't know what you're going to expect out of Clemson. A lot of people want Caden Klubnik start over a former 5-star quarterback, which is DJ Uiagalelei. He had a bad year last year. I think Caden Klubnik is going to push him. I'm just not ready to put him at the start. All right, so anywho, keep going. I already talked about Notre Dame. I already talked about A&M at number 6. For anybody that did not know, y'all can say A&M didn't look like this and look like that. They're going to move up to number 5 come tomorrow when they release the AP poll rankings. All right, please do not go by ESPN FPI. That bull crap got Texas at number 7. And stop. So, like I said, when the AP polls come out tomorrow, we will be ranked at number 5. A&M will be the number 5 team in the country. All right, so let's keep going here. So the number 17, Utah, lost to Florida. I don't know if it's me, but I think the SEC is back to being a dominant conference all over again. All right, Utah went in there and they lost to Florida. They lost to them by 3 points. I don't know if Utah was overhyped. I don't know if that swamp just got to him. I don't know. I don't know if it got to him or what. But I still think Utah looked good. They gave Florida a fight. Florida was just a better person. All right, and they had the home field advantage. Let's keep on going here to number 18. And who is number 18, by the way? Let me go to these ESPN rankings here. Go to Google real quick, guys. But LSU and Florida State. I believe LSU sold their soul. I told you guys this a long time ago, to win a national title with Ed Orgeron. Ever since he won that national title, that team is horrendous. They beat us, so it's not like we can talk, But that man, I don't know. I'm now seeing that Keishawn Butte has removed all of the LSU stuff from off his profile. Stop following LSU, everything. I don't know if the young man's just mad, or I think Keishawn Butte may just be in the transfer portal. I'm going to go ahead and shoot my shot right now. Keishawn Butte, if you're listening, come on over to the ass. But, man, I don't know. We're just going to have to see what's up. But LSU is not good. Now, it's Brian Kelly's first game, but you ain't supposed to be losing to Florida State. All right. Of course, Mike Norvell has been over there at Florida State for 3 years now. and Mike Norvell, I think that's the win that he needs. And you will see Florida State in the bowl game this year. I'm not going to say they're going to go 8-4, 9-3, or nothing like that, but you will see Florida State in the bowl game. If they beat Miami, that's going to elevate the entire program. I'm sorry, that's going to elevate. Not Clemson is monumental at this point, but if they beat Miami, man, that's going to elevate them up so much. But LSU is just not good, man. They're not good on the offensive line. They have talent. They got a lot of damn talent. But they're not good on the offensive line in pass blocking nor run blocking. They just can't do anything. If it gets to the point to where one of your offensive linemen is getting pushed back and he falls on his knees doing his best to block, that means your offensive line is not good. I mean, man, they got their butts whooped. And if it wasn't for Jaden Daniels running, that game should have been a blowout. All right, so I think that's that on that one. Like I say, man, let me pull up some games here. So top 25 scores, stuff like that. So I think the number 18 was Michigan. Michigan was very dominant in their win in the Big House. They played Colorado State. Colorado State didn't have anybody, but they played good. They played hella good. North Carolina State, which is the number 13 team, they edged out a victory. I never did believe in North Carolina State. I mean, that's just me though. But for whatever reason, people believe in North Carolina State. They weren't good at all. So Miami, I think this is what's getting a lot of people about Miami. Miami scored 70 points. It was against Bethune-Cookman. You guys ain't much know where in the hell Bethune-Cookman is even at. I don't even much know where Bethune-Cookman is located. Once again, that's not even much an FCS team. That's like probably a D3 team. So if you guys are going to come on here and you guys are telling me to be scared because Miami scored 70 on a D3 team, guys, stop. Stop, man. Miami ain't scaring me. Man, we'll find out come week 3 if they can really score that many points. Now, I told you before, I'm not going to overlook Miami. I just think that we're the better team. All right, I believe that we're the better team offensively and defensively. You just haven't seen it yet. All right, so, but man, that's just me though. But Miami did do a total domination in that game, and they should have. They should have done a total domination. So that wasn't a contest. Arkansas was number 19. For anybody that did not know, Cincinnati is ranked at 23. That score was 24-31 Arkansas. Look. All of that hype I've been hearing about Arkansas defense is this, Arkansas is that. I didn't see it in that game. They gave up 24 points to some guys that hadn't even much played until they got to this game. That Arkansas team has been there. So if you're going to tell me because, well, Cincinnati is a good football team and they rank, yeah, but you're the SEC. Once again, Arkansas beat A&M last year. We'll put that behind us. But if you're going to come and tell me that you guys are a legitimate threat and you guys are going to beat A&M and blah, 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 31-24, that ain't it. That ain't it. A good ball game, don't get me wrong, but that ain't it. They got some stuff that they need to work on defensively because if they're going to give up 24 points like that, so like I say, some people that hadn't even much hit the field, it had the quarterback for Cincinnati go over 325 yards. I don't even much know who that quarterback is. But if you're going to let him go for over 325 and Haynes King is throwing for 364 with 3 touchdowns, I'm not convinced that you're the better team. Okay? That's just me. KJ Jefferson is going to be KJ Jefferson. He's going to be good. I know he is. But if that's all that you have, then what are we talking about here? All right, so let's keep going. U of H and UTSA, hearing a lot of people say that was the best game of the day. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But this was between 2 Texas teams in the Alamo Dome. I like U of H, don't get me wrong. that game shouldn't have went into overtime. That's just me. But hey, we'll see. Now UTSA, they have Texas in week 3, I believe. But Texas plays Alabama on next week. We all will be tuned in to that game. A lot of y'all can say y'all want to watch Texas all y'all want to. I will be watching that game. All right, so like I said, I already talked about Oregon and Georgia. UTEP in Oklahoma, Brent Venables' first game, he dominated. He totally dominated. 45-13. I think that was all Jeff Levy. He gave him the playbook. He just said, hey, man, you do what you do. I'm going to coach this defense. And he coached them right, too. So I believe Oklahoma will win the Big 12 again. I like what Baylor's doing, but I believe they will win the Big 12. Ole Miss, this is another one that's been talking so much noise. Jackson Dart, 154 yards, 1 touchdown. Zach Evans, though, is the animal on this team. He is the animal. That score was 28-10. I don't know if Ole Miss defense has improved or if the offense is just really not that good this year. But we will see. But they played against Troy. We will see. USC and Rice was in the contest. Lincoln Riley went over there, and he was every bit of Lincoln Riley. 66-14. Damn good. Haven't seen USC impress me that long. BYU and South Florida. Not much of a contest. 50-21. I'm just leave it at that. Albany and Baylor. 69-10. This is another reason why people are mad at A&M for not being dominant like the way they were. 69-10. Illinois State and Wisconsin. 38-0. That's Wisconsin 40 though. Miami, Ohio, and Kentucky. Kentucky is a 20th-ranked team, 37-13. That's not a dominant victory. They play Florida. I believe Florida's going to beat them. I'm going to go ahead and make that prediction. I already talked about Notre Dame, Ohio State, Utah State, and Alabama. Western Michigan and Michigan State, I think they played on Thursday night or Friday. 35-13. Michigan State will not be that good this year. I do know that. Number 12 team, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State will not be that good this year. If they're getting into a shootout, 58-44, Derek Mason got some work to do. This game here was really the game of the week. West Virginia and Pittsburgh, 31-38. Damn good game there. That game couldn't be more livid. They got so many penalties in that game. It's crazy. VMI, Virginia Military Institution, and number 22, Wake Forest, 40-14. All right, so that's about it, guys. That's how the week 1 slate went down. I say Clemson comes on tonight. We'll be able to see what they're going to do. I believe I will be going to a barbecue here later on. So, yeah, that's just that. So happy Labor Day to everybody. Love you all. Let me go in here before my wife opens the door on me. #it.